What is going on? And welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Cole, and if I don't know you, I'm a health and performance coach for entrepreneurs and executives. And I've started this channel for two reasons. One is because I've lost almost every single one of my family members to health-related complications. My dad, my uncle, my grandpa all passed away from heart attack. Every man in my family's actually had a heart attack, and I've lost a lot of others from other health-related complications. And here's the deal. I don't want you or others to go through that same thing. I don't want you to leave this life early. I don't want you to miss out on the impact and the people that you could love and serve. But here's the second thing is I have a health coaching company that served thousands of people. And with that, I've learned a lot of lessons that I would love to be able to impart to you so that you can be the healthiest, best version of yourself. And this training that you're about to watch is an interview with me and my business partner who has helped in that serving of thousands of people. And it's going to be very, very helpful for you to burn fat, to build muscle, to increase your energy levels, to make sure you're the healthiest version of you. It's called 3 Steps to Optimize Your Health and Performance. Check it out, and I'll see you on the other side. We're going to talk about the 3 steps that you need to optimize your health and your performance, what we do for ourselves, what we do for our thousands of clients that we've been able to work with, and how you can implement those same things too. If you are a busy entrepreneur or executive, these are the things that you really need to not waste times with generic programs, to not waste times guessing. Like, you don't have hours and hours and hours to waste time and guess on how to get results. We're going to dive into today's topic, and that's 3 steps to optimizing your health and your performance. I've got Aaron on with me because he is much more involved in the practical day-to-day of what we do with our clients. And so he's going to be able to give some examples of what that really looks like on the day-to-day level for how we actually help apply that to busy entrepreneurs, busy executives. I can give the high level vision. I talk about it all the time, but Aaron has a lot more experience and examples of, hey, here's how this actually looks with our clients right now. Here's some examples of what's going on. So I'm going to present kind of the quick 3-step overview, and I'm going to give them one at a time because I don't want you jumping ahead or skipping out if you already know the secrets. So I'm going to give the first one. I'm going to kind of explain the vision, and then I'm also going to turn it over to Aaron to kind of explain some more in depth on that. But before we do that, if you don't know who Aaron is, I'm going to give Aaron just a quick moment to introduce himself, to say what up. I know it's been a couple months since he's been on one of these episodes. So Aaron, say what up. Tell the people who you are if they don't know who you are.
For sure. Guys, excited to be on. So me and Cole have been business partners for over 2 years now. And I get the awesome opportunity to be in the background, really working with our clients, overseeing our coaching staff, making sure that our clients are seeing incredible results. And I would say one of the things that I enjoy getting to do is just asking the question, how can I further help the guys that we're working with to optimize their health and performance? So literally the 3 steps that we're outlining right now, like, these are things that I'm in the background continuing to evolve every single day, always looking for ways to push guys to become their best in every area of their lives, whether that's the way that they feel, the way that they perform. At the end of the day, everyone wants to look good, wants to feel good, wants to have longevity. And that's our mission statement. That's what we're driving to do every single day. So excited to be on, excited to share, some of the things that we're currently working on with our clients. And really just any question that you have for me, Cole, I'm excited to answer
it. I love it. Well, pumped you're here. Pumped to hear just kind of the additive in-depthness. You can add the color commentary to what we talk about, because usually it's me just running my mouth. And so I'm going to dive into number one. Number one is testing. If you're watching this, write testing in the comments. If you're listening to the podcast, just say testing. Just say it out loud. Say testing. Thank you. I heard you. You in the car listening, I heard you. Thank you. Aaron, say testing.
Testing.
So number one is testing. I'm a firm believer that if you are working with a trainer, if you are working with some sort of health professional, a nutritionist, a dietitian, someone who's coaching you on your health, and they haven't done testing for you, they're just guessing. And that's not a knock. That's not any shade or hate thrown at anyone, because we used to do that. We've helped lots and lots of people without testing, and you can still do that. But it's important for you to know that without testing, you're guessing. Now, some people are really good at guessing. We're really good at guessing without testing too. But if you truly want to make good decisions on your body, you need data. So Aaron, walk them through some of the things that we test for with all the testing that we do with our doctors and with our nutritionists.
Yeah, 100%. So we're typically getting a comprehensive blood panel done for all of the clients that we work with. And the main things that we're wanting to understand is someone's metabolic health, And then are there any underlying health conditions that are either going to prevent immediate results, or prevent future results, or even stand in the way of future health? So every person that we work with, after going through the testing process, they have a full understanding of where they're at metabolically. If we put you into a nutrition program, how effectively are you actually going to burn body fat and see results with this program? Are there things that we need to fix with you internally before you can actually get the most out of this program? And so it's understanding where you're at foundationally, and then understanding how do we fix those things so that when we introduce the program to you, you're actually going to see the best results that you can see with it. And that's where a lot of people, I think, go wrong, is they try this program, they try that program. They're trying all these different programs without actually understanding where they're at metabolically first.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to fix yourself internally before you can get the very best results that you can see within a program. That's the main thing that we're looking at. And then obviously, how can we structure supplementation? How can we structure your nutrition in a way to optimize your long-term health as well?
Love it. That's great. I think Aaron hit on the biggest piece to this, is because if you're wanting results in your body, not just physical change of muscle gain, fat loss, but long-term longevity, most people only focus on the external part of the equation of what am I eating and how much am I moving. And that's great. I mean, I think that gets you a starting place. However, there's a whole separate part of this, is how is my body actually functioning? Because you could be eating less and moving more, but still not seeing the results you want if your metabolism isn't working properly. That's why a lot of female clients that we work with are starving themselves, eating 1,000 calories or less a day and still not seeing results, is because their metabolism doesn't work, whether it's their thyroid, is underactive, or their hormones are just way out of whack. Like, if those things aren't fixed, then it's really difficult to eat less and move more and hope you lose weight. And the same thing for, even if you're like me and you have really high cortisol levels, that alone, tanks your metabolism. And so for me, every time I would eat less and move more, I would start to stall out. And if you don't know that stuff, you're just going to keep starving yourself more and more and more. And it's just a suffering process, and it makes it very difficult. Instead of saying, hey, how about I just fix the thing that causes all this? Why don't I just make myself more healthy? And if that works better, I don't have to starve myself as much. I don't have to work as hard because my body works more efficiently. So that's a big point for your, people listening to this, is instead of just like suffering and starving yourself, how about you just fix your internal health so that you don't have to do that? Let your body work in the way it should. Some other things we look at too, on top of metabolic health, is we can get into gut health and how your body is actually processing foods. I know when I had my call with our doctors a couple weeks ago, they wanted to do a GI tract map and see how my intestines were actually, processing through my food. They wanted to see how my digestion was working. Like, that is a huge deal. I actually, if you listen to our training last week and the podcast we did last week with Nicole, she talked about how 80% of serotonin is released in the gut. That's the happy, peace, lack of anxiety chemical that, like, it just makes you feel good. And 80% of that was released in the gut. So if you're eating the wrong foods for your body, if you're, not digesting things properly, like it's to be seen that you probably will have some anxiety, you'll have some stress, you're not going to feel happy. It's wild how much that affects things. So, that's a big piece. It could be nutrient deficiencies. Like, I was low on iron, I was low on vitamin D, I was low on vitamin B3, and all three of those things are major factors for energy levels. And so maybe you're listening to this and you're like, I'm low on energy. Well, you might just have a nutrient deficiency. And if your body is not getting enough vitamin D, for example, then you probably are tired. And it's not like you're a super unhealthy person. Maybe you're doing all the right things. You're eating healthy, you're moving your body consistently. But if you're deficient in that, you're going to feel terrible still. And so the magic about all the testing we do is we know exactly what's going on inside of your body. And instead of just saying, here's a medication, or just eat less, or you're not working out hard enough, it's like, let's just fix the problem so that you can feel and perform your best and get results way faster. I miss anything in that, Aaron? Do you feel like that's a pretty good kind of comprehensive piece?
No, I think you broke that down in a good way. That was great.
Cool. Anything you want to add to number one of testing?
No, I mean, I think the only other thing that I would say is, like, our standard protocol is to reassess in 90 days. So especially for people that have never had testing done before,
yep,
or haven't had it done in a while, you want to get testing done. You want to put a protocol in place to fix the things that we're seeing.
Yep.
And then we want to revisit the results in 90 days. And then depending on where someone's at in that point in time, you either continue to revisit every 90 days or you adjust to every 6 months.
Awesome. Well, he kind of jumped the gun for number two, which I'll dive in here. But it's important to note, like you said, that testing shouldn't be a one-time thing. That's a starting place. It's a foundation. But if you're actually trying to fix things, you need to continue to test to see if those markers are improving. So number one is testing. Again, if you're watching this live or if you're watching this in the replay, put hashtag testing in the comments. Number two, we don't just stop at testing, is we need a protocol or a game plan built around that testing. So number two is game plan. Write in the chat, game plan. If you're listening to the podcast, the audio version, say game plan. Say it out loud. Aaron, say game plan.
Game plan.
Beautiful. So once we have testing, and here's what makes us different, is I don't just want data for data's sake. I don't just want information. I want implementation. And so if I want to get results, I need to take the data and actually make decisions with that data. And so for us, we take all of that information we just had, and we have a team of doctors, nutritionists, and trainers that all collaborate and say, because of this data, here's what we should be doing on a daily basis. Here's what you need to be eating. Here's what supplements you need to be taking. Here's how your training should look. Here's how your sleep and recovery might need to look. We actually have a specific game plan for you. Aaron, kind of describe that process for them, and maybe describe how that's really beneficial for some of our specific clients, or maybe major benefits that they're starting to see versus what they did before.
Yeah, 100%. So I think the process that we take people through is, once understanding where they're at with their lab work, and once the doctor has reviewed that information and given specific recommendations on either types of foods that would benefit this individual, amounts of foods that would benefit this individual, supplements that would benefit, we're taking that information, and then our nutritionist is building a customized nutrition protocol that specifically aligns with all of those different things. And then we also have a trainer that's putting together a workout protocol that also aligns with those requirements. And so it's all of the data from the testing is being used to customize both a nutrition and a workout protocol. And then I'm not trying to skip ahead to the next step or whatever, but and then it's a process of continuing to adjust that ongoing, just based on how the body's responding.
Beautiful. I love it. So, like you said, it's a full in-depth protocol or game plan of what exactly your body needs. Most programs are just saying like, hey, here's based off your body weight, here's what you should be eating. Here's how many calories, maybe some basic supplement package of protein and vitamins that you might need, and then here's some basic guidelines. And that's great, and that's the foundation. But if for people that we work with, they don't want just basic results, they want the best they possibly can be. And so having that data to be able to implement that, like, here's the exact supplements and vitamins that you need based off of your testing, or here's the exact amount of carbs that you need based off of how your insulin resistance works. Like, do you process carbs and sugars well, or do you need to have a lower carb diet because of your insulin levels? It could be, here's what your training needs to look like. For me, like, you need way less high intensity cardio and more steps because your cortisol levels are high. And so we need to keep those as low as possible, focus on recovery for you. So those kind of things is something you don't know just by setting up a basic program. So for you that's listening to this, and this isn't just a straight pitch of sign up for the starting line, I want to give you information so that you know that you can do some of this yourself. Like, number one, if you want to get better results in your health, you want to feel better, look better, perform better, like, go get some testing done. It doesn't have to be through us. We do much more in-depth testing than any primary care physician is going to do. But at the very starting place, like, get your hormones tested by your primary care physician. That might be a good starting place for you. You could have some major issues you don't know about. Again, we do way more in depth, and that's a big value add because we can see what's actually causing that versus just like, your testosterone's low and here's a medication. No, let's see why that is. For me, my testosterone was low because my cortisol was so high. And our doctors were able to explain that. And so you actually know what to fix instead of just immediately going to medication or supplements. There might be a nutrition thing you need to fix or a routine thing you need to fix. And then number two, if you want amazing results, you need to do something based off that data. So find some sort of health expert that can guide you through, hey, what do I do with high cortisol levels? Get help. Or what do I do if I want to lose body fat, but I have PCOS, or I have a underactive thyroid? How do I do that? And so it doesn't just have to be us. This is not a big sales pitch, but it's information for you. If you really want big results and the best possible results for you and not wasting time, you need data. So you need to understand where you're lacking and what you need to focus on. And number two, you need an actual program or protocol or game plan set up based off that data. That's the biggest of the two pieces. Most people don't get either of those things. They just get a game plan that isn't custom for them and isn't really based on around what their body needs, and they wonder why it's not sustainable. Any basic game plan that says eat less and move more will help you see results for the first 60 days. That's just the facts. So if you're someone that's like, I can't do any of this, but I want to get started, great. Just eat less and move more, and you're going to see progress for 60 days. But if you're someone that wants long-term results, you need a custom protocol for yourself. You can't just eat less and move more forever, because that only lasts so long, because that's not sustainable for you. So number one is testing. Number two is game plan. Number three is where the magic happens for our executives and entrepreneurs that we work for. Because they're so busy, we need to save them time. We need to make sure that it's not just 57 action items they now have to add to their day that they don't have time for. And so we have a full concierge service. And number three, I'll just give you the number three before I explain it, is autopilot. So if you are watching this on the replay, say autopilot. Say in the chat. If you're listening to the podcast or your name is Aaron and you're on this interview with me, say autopilot.
Autopilot.
There we go. So once you have the testing done, you get the data, you know exactly what your body needs. And then you have a team. And for us, it's doctors, nutritionists, and trainers that actually prescribe a game plan for you. For you, it could be some sort of health professional that knows those things, that prescribes a game plan or protocol for you. Once you've done those two things, if you're super busy, you need to find a way to put it on autopilot, to save yourself time. So Aaron, explain to them some of the things we do with our concierge service, as well as how, because we understand executives and entrepreneurs, we can help them really save time and energy in some of this stuff.
Yeah, 100%. I would say the biggest value add, it happens as soon as the client comes through the doors. You know, it's through that onboarding process where we're understanding their needs, you know, understanding what is your daily schedule, what is your travel schedule, what does a day in the life actually look like for you. And essentially we're going through and creating a plan of action to solve every potential bottleneck or problem that could ever come up. And so we're thinking ahead, we're solving the problems so that the busy professional isn't in a place of reacting to problems coming up. It's like, oh, the starting line's already created a solution to that problem for me. So whether it's, hey, we're providing menu options of what to eat throughout the week, you know, whenever you're eating out at these different restaurants, or you're traveling to a new city and now you have groceries delivered at the hotel that you're staying at, you know, we've given you the top 3 restaurants locally that you should be eating at. Or maybe we've delivered meal prep meals for you if you really want to stay on point. And, you know, there's quite a few clients that are doing meal prep meals on a weekly basis, so they don't ever have to go to the grocery store or cook. You know, we can do a variety of things, but it really just boils down to, we understand busy professionals, and we've made it a point that we're going to solve whatever problem you could potentially run into through our concierge department. And what's cool is we didn't always have a concierge department. It was simply, we worked with busy professionals and we were solving problems that came up. And eventually that turned into having a concierge department.
I love it. So what's cool about this, if you're listening to this, is instead of you having 57 action items of, oh gosh, I got to take all these supplements and I got to order them, and then I got to figure out how to hit these numbers with my nutrition, but also get all these workouts in when I'm busy or I'm traveling. The benefits of this is you have it all done for you. And so if you are, you know, a crazy busy person, instead of thinking about all those things, all you think about is, what's the food that was already sent to me? Just grab it. It's already in your hands. Grab it out of the fridge, or it delivers to you. Like, we have clients that literally, we send Uber Eats to their office or their hotel because they need something quickly. Like, it's what do I do to eat? Beautiful. It's already been given to me. And then, well, do I need to move? Awesome. It's already been scheduled for me and it's part of my routine. So it's thinking like, how do I save as much time and mental energy as possible? That's what we do for our clients. Now, for you that's listening to this, if, you know, obviously if you're not working with us, maybe you're like, well, how do I do this without hiring you guys? Well, first off, you should hire us. But second off, if you're trying to do this on your own, you need some systems and processes to follow that allow you to not have to think about your health. And so, for example, scheduling your workouts like a meeting or like an appointment that is non-negotiable is a great way to put your fitness and your health on autopilot. It's like, hey, these days of the week are my recurring appointments at the gym. I have an appointment, I have a business meeting, I can't miss this. Or maybe you order some meal prep for yourself and set it up on recurring. Like, there's tons of different options that you can do to save yourself time. But what's cool about what we do for our clients is we can do all of it for them and there's no thinking. Like we are even starting to get inside of their MyFitnessPal where they would track their food and build out their whole meal plan for them. So all they have to do is check a box. Or, maybe we're coordinating as their executive assistant, getting access to their calendar and saying, hey, we'll find some time for you to fit your workout in. You have this 30-minute gap on Tuesday morning. Let's schedule it there. You have this 30-minute gap on Thursday afternoon. So like we start to act as their executive assistant for their health. And it's a super benefit. And so those are the three things you need. Again, if you are watching this, let me know. Say #replay or #live if you're watching live. But if you are listening to this, I want you to say it again. And this is so important is number 3 is autopilot. Aaron, say autopilot.
Autopilot.
If you're watching this, say in the chat, autopilot. Cool. Looks like we got a couple coming through. But those are the 3 steps for you. So whether or not it is working with us, which I'll give you some information on that once we wrap this episode up. But if it's just doing this yourself, these are the 3 things. If you're an executive or an entrepreneur that is extremely busy, or you're just a high achiever that's really busy, a busy professional, and you want to optimize your health and performance, these are the 3 things that we found after helping thousands and thousands of people that you need to get amazing results in the little time that you have. Is number 1 is testing. You need data because great data leads to great decisions. If I want to know what my body needs and not just guess and waste my time, I need data. Number 2 is I need a game plan based off that data. For you, once you get your testing done, is you need a health professional to be able to guide you through what to do with that data. For us, it's doctors, it's nutritionists, it's trainers that actually build a full protocol and everything health-wise, sleep, supplements, nutrition, workouts, recovery, all of it. And then number 3 is because you're so busy, you need ways to put that on autopilot. You need support and help, whether it's recurring orders or it's your calendar being set up as, appointments that are already pre-scheduled for you, or, whatever that looks like for you. For us, there's a plethora of things we do for our people, but you need to find a way to make that just part of what you do and you don't have to think about it. Those are the 3 steps: is testing, game plan, and autopilot. If you can implement those, you will get great results. There you have it. 3 steps to optimize your health and performance. Here's my challenge for you. Take some action on this. Don't let this just be information. Make it transformation because you decided to do something with the information. I would encourage you, if you need help with this, click one of the links below in our resources and either apply for our coaching or join our free group so that you can begin to take steps and take action there. If you need help with your workouts, if you need help with your nutrition, if you need help getting access to that testing, click one of those links below so that we can help serve you and we can get you the resources you need. Hey, get off the sidelines, step up to the starting line, take some action on this so that you can become the best version of yourself and you can begin to win in every area of your life. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.